Okay, so Gemini, your love and relationship aspect of the full moon in Pisces effect, okay, along with your wealth and career. So I do see someone here, but Gemini, I see that, some of you are in a very spiteful energy here because some of you are only moving towards this person, okay, whether it's someone from your past or a new love interest, because your partner, your spouse, has a mistress overseas, or they had a mistress, okay, who's overseas, okay, and so now you want to get involved with this person, and I'm getting this person could be an ex of a family member. You're trying to get with this person to spite your spouse. That is very low and petty, okay, very self-centered and self-serving. But I also see that, some of you, this is just really an obsession that someone has with sex, okay. But nonetheless, I see someone leaving a connection here. Some of you, this is because you've met someone who you really see as ideal, as your ideal partner. This is someone you've probably envisioned yourself, someone like, that person you've envisioned yourself being with. And so it's pretty much you are obsessed with a certain fantasy that, this person, they seem to um, have the capacity to fulfill. Okay, and so, I do see where some of you really love this person. It is not just, about, sexual urges and desires. You truly do love this person, and beyond the shadow of a doubt that this is a person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. So I see some of you desiring to marry this person, however long it is you've known this person. Okay, this is a pretty much for excuse me, a very conscious decision. Okay, King of Wands. And excuse me, it's not the King of Wands that is, for some this could be just very, you know thoughtless, without giving much thought. But because like I said, some of you, this is out of spite, but I do see some of you where this is pretty much a conscious head over heart decision, where you are passionate about this person, but everything does make sense, and it is not just to hurt your partner or this person you're currently with, but you want to be happy. And both you and your partner, you're miserable, you're not happy in your union. And it's, I feel like a lot of you out there, Geminis, you're not happy in your union, you know your unions, and you're the lover's frequency, and it just makes no sense. You're bound to the devil, which I see a lot of that frequency popping up in your energy field, that Capricorn, that low vibrational aspect of Capricorn. So it's as though you're bound to a marriage, bound to a commitment, okay, because you're trying to put up appearances. You want to look good for the crowd, your family, your reputation, your relatives, your job. Come on, man. Live life for yourself, okay? Your journey is your own, not anybody else's. Like when people, they decide to break up with whosoever they want to break away from, they don't consider your feelings, and rightly so. Okay, moving on to the wealth and the career aspect of this. So, of course, for some of you, this is going to be a very good career move. Let me just say that this is gonna, this person, they are gonna make you more reputable. They are gonna make you more prestigious. They are gonna help you to earn more money, because the truth is, the energies that we're surrounded by helps us to be more productive, or takes from our productivity. Believe it or not, there are energy vampires. Some people, they demotivate us, but some people, they motivate us to want to do more, and that is the honest truth. Okay, so but I do see, nonetheless, I see money coming in for some of you. But some of you are going to take a loss. But if this is a loss, well, if this is like out of a genuine intention, this is a gain. This Ace of Pentacles is a gain for you. Yeah. Because your head is in the right place and only good energies will come in. But someone is pretty stuck on someone here, on a fantasy, like I said, on an ideal love, and they are pretty much moving towards that. Okay, someone is pretty much thinking about themselves and what they desire. Okay, and they desire a change because they want to be happy, they want to live that fantasy they've always had. Okay, someone wants to change, they want to change how they feel, their spouse, their location, they just want to change. Okay, someone here, is gonna just pretty much leave a situation here, like I said, you're thinking about this a lot, you have been thinking about this a lot, you're stuck on a thought, you've been stuck, or pretty much addicted to a pattern. Okay, to a job, or this family, this marriage. Okay, maybe this spouse, they were helping you. Okay, for some of you, it's pretty much you've been, stuck in a routine. Okay, maybe, you needed, this person for support for some of you, but you are deciding to move away from that, because, you're getting a little change from this person, but at the extent of your dignity, at the extent of your happiness, at the extent of your reputation, because I'm getting that, some of you, you're not proud walking around with this person on your arm, even though they may have the bag or they have a little change. But with happiness, a high vibrating frequency, you can get that for yourself. You don't have to depend on each spouse, whether you're male or female here. Okay, so the message I'm getting from spirit is, you got to walk away sometimes and take a loss, a little loss, for a greater gain. And pretty much I'm getting that strongly inside of my head, because you have people bound to the devil, because they don't want to lose that comfortability that they've, gotten so used to. But in doing so, you cost yourself way more gain that you could have than you could have, possibly, acquired, because you accept uh mediocrity. Okay, mediocrity, I should say, um the bare minimum, less than, what you've dreamt of, because you don't think that what you've dreamt of um is possible. So you're pretty mediocre. I mean, I remember working at this place in Maypan. Um, and I remember, sometimes there you can come across really good employers. But I remember I worked at this, what do you call it, variety drugstore, kind of electronic-y kind of store. It was just pretty much a variety kind of store. Okay, I'm gonna talk about that on my the Great Witch channel one of these days. But the man, I think he's Jamaican, but he traveled to England. And I remember you and I had this really good conversation, and it was so in depth. And I could tell that he's never had such, a wonderful interview, such a profound interview with with a, an employee before, potential employee, which I eventually got the job. But I remember him saying to me, he sees greatness in me. He sees that I can reach so far. But it's though he was like his spirit guide sent my way to really steer me on the right direction, into the right direction, I should say. And he looked at me, and I remember his eyes so piercingly. Never accept mediocre. Um, the mediocre mentality. Never accept mediocrity. That's what he said. Never accept less than I deserve. Always tell myself that I can get whatever it is that I want. Because I think we were discussing the salary and blah 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 and so on. And I don't just never want to ever seem greedy. And so I feel like I always downplay my worth and my value. And you know, it really kind of did set me on a trend, a path, but you know, still not that money seeking person, blah blah. I just want to, you know, be comfortable, me and my sons. But I remember he said, never be, you know, mediocre and accept less than you deserve. I'm pretty much just paraphrasing. I can't remember word for word what he said, but he said something of that effect. But it was so profound that it though I do not remember the exact wording, I hear his voice resounding in my head. And that's pretty much downplaying your worth and your value to such a low degree and standard that it's like you're a nobody. And that's the honest truth, because we see people who are less deserving than we are, not as intellectual as we are, on certain stages and platforms, doing more than what we're doing or getting more than what we're getting. And that's pretty much because though they don't really deserve all of that, technically and honestly speaking, they believe that they can, and they believe that they do. And so they aim towards that. Whether, you know, it was delusional of them to think that they still fucking got it. So that's the point that I'm trying to make. Okay? Like the, you know, fifth house in Scorpio, I be saying that the thoughts, they come so slow. So there's certain words that I've learned, and it's as though they're, you know, just like, yeah. But like I've been saying, you know, I've been under a lot of spiritual attack, people trying to mess with my psyche and so on, and it's not gonna work, because I've seen the magic ricocheting upon them and their loved ones in funny, laughable ways. And it's just, all of this is just soon done and over with. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah, and the Libra season begins tomorrow. Whew. Oh my God, that won't be good for my enemies, I'm telling you. Okay, so everything is copacetic, guys. Just bear with me if you see me struggling trying to remember certain words. Okay, these are stuff that I've spoken about, you know, many times on my, you know, the Grey Witch channel, my Fenikusujoso Instagram, and so on and so forth. But you know, you gotta understand that sometimes you meet people at certain points in their lives. You know, don't really just take them at such instances, because sometimes they're going through stuff. And I'm not the only one, other intuitives too, because it's a period of time in which people are so passionate about sorcery, fifth house in Scorpio. Okay? But people are gonna pay for that. People are gonna be sorry. A lot of people are gonna die for that. Okay, because when you give yourself over to jealousy and envy, you try to sabotage people because, oh, you think they're too pretty, oh, you think they're too smart, you try to blight their intelligence, their intellectual prowess, you try to sabotage their career. You are going to lose so much. And when it happens, don't expect people to feel sorry for you, because you intended that for somebody else. So why do you expect people to feel sorry for you? You know, you reap what you sow. And when you reap what you sow, don't be sorry though, you know. But you know, people are so cruel, and at the end of the day, it doesn't make any sense, Gemini, for me to talk about this. You know, if some of you are like that, you know what's coming in for you. I'm just saying, because the truth is, I realize a lot of people there are lots of mentally ill people on the face of the earth that needs to be eradicated. And yes, I'm going to say that because there's no rehabilitating them people. There are no treating them people. They're just sick and just need to be rooted out of the matrix. It's just what it is. Because if you think like that, you're sick. You're sick, and that's what makes you cruel and wicked. You being mentally ill. Yeah. And when you're like that, there's no medication or treatment for you. No, because those people, they never want to admit that they're sick. They are going to tell you that you're sick, you're mentally ill, and you're the one who deserves treatment. And they're not going to see about themselves. They're going to create a lot of chaos before they do. But before they do, I pray that the Most High God and the Great Spirit and the primordial beings that watches over us and everything else will just eradicate them and remove them from our existence, from our presence. Yeah. They don't you can't reason with them people. Some people, they think I'm too harsh, but it's because y'all never been where I am or where I've been. You've never. And I don't know, you should know why you've never been in them places that I've been. But the truth is the truth. Some people, there's just no hope for them. There's only death, and that's why I was led to do the series on my podcast, Death is Your Master, because some people, they only submit to death. So I'm gonna leave it right there. Namaste, guys.